Greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen J Lotus Pimp Sunkiss, coming at y'all right quick, right fast, maybe, with a royale review for the Bernie Mac Show. And it's a season 1, episode 7, A Christmas Story. Or is it the Christmas Story? It is a Christmas story. So this is a Christmas episode of the Bernie Mac Show. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the specificities of the episode. So as usual, we open up the episode to Bernie doing his first confessional, and he's whistling this Christmas song. I'm not sure what the name of the Christmas song is, but he's whistling to it, honey, and he's stringing up popcorn. And he's talking about go ahead and laugh, okay, because I'm a sucker for Christmas. I always have been. Christmas make me feel warm and cheerful. I mean, grateful for the blessings that I receive, and he got so much to be grateful for. America, Bernie Mac, been blessed. And he goes on to talk about, how the kids have had it rough. And so he's really in the extraness of the spirit of generosity and spreading his blessings. And I love to hear it. I love to see it. Because, you got a lot of people in the world that would just take every opportunity to be like, oh my gosh, these kids, I got to get something for these kids. I got to make these kids feel special. Child tisk. So, yeah, that's what's up. Your boy got good intents. And this is also, not necessarily a new side of Bernie Mac that we're getting to see, but we're getting to see a whole lot of this warm, loving, generous side of Bernie at this moment. Like, the edge is down, the guard and the pride is to the side. And he is thoroughly vulnerable for the festivities and the giving of it all. And we love to see it. But yeah. He goes on to say how, they be giving him a hard time, making his life hell, but they're his blood and he loves them. And he is really intent on making this one of the best Christmases that they're going to ever have in their life. And I would imagine that this makes him feel very, confident and powerful at the same time. Because he's felt challenged all of this time by their challenges and the way that they challenge him. Okay, on top of him not being able to handle it, quote unquote, regularly because they haven't had a regular childhood. And now it's like he feeling like he gonna be able to use that to his advantage, not in a bad way, but it's making him feel elated as opposed to making him feel frustrated as it usually do. It's giving him a sense of, like I said, power, because he gets to play Santa Claus in this situation and really win over them in a way that they ain't never really had the opportunity to be won over. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and proceed to seeing how this can and will go. Oh, he whistling Let It Snow, child. What's wrong with me? Anywho, we flash to the next scene, and Nessa is making a collage of some sort using all the magazines. And that's probably something that Bernie would end up cussing her out about later. But baby girl runs in and is talking about, Vanessa say what? She said, do you think Uncle Bernie would let us have a dog? Vanessa said, girl, he don't even want us. What you mean? Baby girl said he want me. And Vanessa said, well, okay, fine, whatever, but he not gonna let us have no dog. So baby girl runs on out, and she tells the dog in question that he can't stay. Uncle Bernie ain't gonna let them have him. And the dog goes to barking, honey. So this is the moment where we realize she ain't just asking to be asking. She asking because she already got the dog. My. So Nessa and Jordan run on out into the highway and see her up there talking to this live dog. And they said, baby, where did he come from? She said he was just standing here and he told me that his name is Buddy. They thinking she just being a kid, They thinking she just saying this is what he said because this is what she want to say. Yeah. Telling what she feel ought to be the truth as opposed to what actually is the truth. But she goes on to say that he is an angel. And Nessa said, well, he cute. And at this point, Bernie is yelling out, it's lunchtime. You guys come on through. Let's eat. And so they scurry and hide the dog. So y'all already know that we are in for a show. And my bad, y'all. If y'all hear a roaring in the background, I got to do my videos outside right now. And it's hot. And I need that fan. So I apologize. Bear with me. You feel me? I'm going to try not to stand too close to it. But yeah. Now we flash to the next scene, and it is Bernie and Wanda in the kitchen, and she asking him about his plans for getting the kids Christmas gifts. And so he said he gonna ask them if they want to go to the mall, take them out to the mall, to the store and everything, and let them window shop and pick out things that they want. And essentially he gonna tell them no. And then, you know, as he usually do, make them feel like they can't get none, they can't have none. And then come Christmas Day, boom, shakalaka, surprise. You feel me? They got exactly what they had been asking for, just not when they had got it. He's so excited. He just knows that it's a surefire plan and that everything's gonna work out like he wanted to and like everybody else would want it to. And Wanda points out how excited he is. I'm telling you, he's grinning his skin and got a big old smile on his face. And she's like, I ain't never seen you like this. He said, baby, it's their first Christmas with us and I just really want it to be special. And I just love how his inner child is shining through like this too. Because he also saying that that's how Big Mama used to be for him. She would like go way out of her way to make sure he felt loved and appreciated. And he was like, they were so poor. And one day, all he got was a cardboard box, and she had drew a little castle on it. And they were so grateful. And I guess it was, yeah, okay, so that's what he's saying. That it was a big box that essentially she drew a castle on it as like, here, this is y'all castle. And they just, you know, appreciated the thoughts behind it so very much. And they just had a field day in that box. Like SpongeBob and Patrick. Yeah, it's the simple things. It's amazing how, like, when you are able to be in your inner child energy, the simple things that you will be ever so grateful for in sensation and in action. Because, like he said, they had a field day in their box. They probably wore that box out. But the kids didn't come on, and Vanessa's like, sorry we took so long. And Barney like, what? Sorry. Okay, so they sucking up for presents. Now, they all sit down for lunch and whatnot. And Barney is like, y'all want to go to the mall? Y'all want to go get some ice cream? And they talking about, no, we good. We ain't trying to do all that. And Wanda like, oh, okay. And he is also looking for her like, what? Huh? He said, oh, okay, so y'all don't need nothing? Y'all don't need nothing from the store or nothing? And Jordan's like, nah, we don't need nothing. So he turned to baby girl. He said, well, that leaves you and me. You want to go to the mall with your Uncle Bernie? Huh? Yeah. And she said, nah, I want to stay home and play with Buddy. Now, Jordan and Vanessa is looking like, girl, shit up. And Barney don't think too much of it. He's just like, okay, well, you can stay home and play with your dolls. He's assuming that by Buddy, that she means her dolls. So he let that be that. Grabs Wanda's hand and they, you know, have a little insider smile with each other, like, okay, all right, whatever. But also noticing that something is different. They just can't put their finger on what is the different. But we flash to Barney's next confessional where he declares that what he thinks the difference is that their expectations are low. Like, they try not to get their hopes up. They don't want to go because they afraid that whatever they ask for, they not going to get. So they just like, nah, type shit. And that is so sweet for him to think. The reason why I feel like that's sweet for him to think is because he usually has like a negative perception of their intents and the way they come off and stuff. And so now he's really like in tune with their innocence, if you will, in a time where they aren't really innocent. Woo, child. But honey, he's also reflecting again back on when he was their age and it was Christmas. He always be rambling through everybody's stuff trying to see what he was to expect up under the tree. He said he was suspicious of everything, and that's probably how he became so suspicious. Can't get nothing by him. Nope, Nathaniel can't get nothing by him. But then we get a montage of the kids getting quite a few things by him, like them running through the house with the dog, stop, and at the point that they stop and look at him, the dog is right next to them, but the dog is behind the couch in a spot where he can't see. So when he turns his head, they take off running again. Then he in the kitchen making himself a sandwich, and after he put the meat on the bread, he turned his back to get him some condiments. Jordan is up under the counter, reaching his old bony arm up on top of this man's plate and snatches his meat. Boy. Why you just go in the refrigerator and get you a couple of pieces of meat up out of there instead of stealing the meat off of his bread? Maybe that was just more fun. I get you. I feel you. It is a little more fun and clever to just go snatch that meat up off of his bread without even being seen. Okay? But I would be pissed. Come take my meat. Fuck. Tisk. Anywho, now, he come back looking at his bread, got his mustard ready and everything. He like, what the fuck? What I miss? Of course. But then in the next scene, the dog is barking. Now, I don't know how they are keeping that on the low down. Is the house that big or what? But the dog is barking. They all up in the dog's face trying to tell him to shush, hush, putting their finger up like, shh, shh, all this and that. Vanessa just grabbed the sheet and throw it over his face. Now, I don't know if that helped, but I guess we got to assume that it did. But by the next scene, Buddy brings his butt on up into the room where Bernie at. And maybe Bernie couldn't hear the dog barking in his sleep. I don't know how long the time span was in between those two scenes. But the dog bring his butt up in Bernie's room while Bernie is sitting up in his chair, nodded out, and goes to licking up in Bernie's face. So Bernie is in such a deep sleep that, you know, he feels the licking or whatever, but he just smiled. Like, he don't really know what to think. But he kind of semi-wake up, and Jordan is in his face because they had to come in there and swoop the dog out. And Jordan act like he the one that was licking up in his face. And Bernie look at him like, boy, if you don't get your... I'm like, what? Nah, for real. But he ain't thinking of nothing because Jordan is weird as hell like that. A mess. So then we see them again running through the house with the dog. And Bernie come out into the highway and spray because he just like, he smells something. Like, what's good? And you know they ain't bathed that dog. You know they ain't done nothing but hide and run around with their dog. So then after that, we get a scene of the damn dog in the room chewing up one of Bernie's shirts. Like, And the kids come in there to get the dog and stop the dog. And Bernie notices that somebody, one of them, or two of them, or three of them, is in his room. And he walk in like, what are y'all doing? Like, what are you doing? What's happening? And they like, nothing, Also, let me know that the shirt the dog is chewing up is one of Bernie's favorite shirts. One of his favorite shiny shirts. He got a lot of nice shiny shirts. So, it's one of his favorites. And Bernie thinks that they are in there trying to find gifts. Like they snooping for gifts and whatnot. And he like, y'all might as well stop because y'all ain't gonna find no presents in here. And they like, oh, you know what? We sorry, you got me. Oops, my bad. And Jordan talking about it was Vanessa's idea. But when he says that, he's referring to the dog because they thinking that they done got caught. But Bernie responds and thinking that they in there looking for gifts. So then it's a mirror in there. It's like a full body mirror in there that is in a good enough position behind them to where it can show Vanessa hiding his shirt behind her back. And then he started thinking, oh, wait, no. We get a confessional here where he like, oh, dang, they're not looking for gifts. They trying to get my shirt size so they can get me a gift. Once again, thinking real highly of them and just really being in tune and wanting to see their innocence and their good intent, even though they up to mischief. But he feeling like his hard-ass, old-school parenting ways have paid off. Oh, baby, but just hold that thought because Wanda is calling him in distress. And he gets up, goes into the kitchen, and, honey, we get a sight of Buddy's Christmas dinner, quote-unquote, which is a bunch of stuff from the trash, all torn up, all scattered, all over the floor. And he like, who did this? So Vanessa raised her hand and say she did it. Just take the blame for her. He like, you better clean this up right now. But behind her, he notices one of his shoes on the floor, chewed up, torn up, and all kinds of foolishness. And they called it Buddy's Christmas cookie. And he like, who did this? And baby girl raised her hand and take the blame for it. He said, baby girl, what would possess you to chew on a shoe? An Italian leather shoe. And she was like, I don't know. But then Wanda, once again, in distress, is like, oh my gosh. And child, what she sees, they call Buddy's Yule log. I think that's how you say that. Yule or Yule, whatever. Buddy done shit it on the floor. Honey. So Jordan take the blame for that. And Bernie said, you did that? What is wrong with you? We got 4 bathrooms in this house. What is wrong with you? You could have went outside or something. You didn't get no box or nothing, no paper towel. Nathaniel. Then Buddy comes on around the corner with another shoe in his mouth. And baby girl then scolds him and said, you supposed to be waiting in the closet. Bernie is paralyzed with shock and a nigga named Paulness. And Nessa gonna walk herself on over talking about Merry Christmas. Girl. Girl. So we get back to Bernie's confessional, and he said, send me some help. Send me an angel, an elf on the shelf, Lucky Stars or something, a leprechaun, because baby, somebody is going to be physically hurt. It's going to be a discrepancy. And then we get a flash of Buddy licking himself with a halo over his head, labeled God's helper, helping himself. And we pick back up with Bernie done scooped up the dog and is preparing to take him back, wherever he was, back. And he is so out of line with the rhetoric that he is spitting. But he say, I hope y'all got the receipt because I'm taking this dog back. And the dog is, whimpering and groaning and all that carrying on. And he gonna say, oh, hush, before I take your ass down to Koreatown. That is so racist. Racist. And he know it because he gonna say, oh, no, see, America, chill. I'm just kidding. Y'all ain't gotta start writing your letters and making your picket fences and carrying on. But am I lying? Sir. Not you up here asking, is the Koreans really serving boiled Rottweiler lips? I cannot. But in this time, Jordan and baby girl done dropped down to the floor and is holding on to his legs saying, please, don't take him back. And then Vanessa come up behind him like, please, we'll take care of him, I promise. And she begging too, honey, sounding all defeated and depleted. And he like, no, taking the doggone dog back. Do I need to work out? Because he's still trying to move and they holding on to him. Well, honey, you do got 3 people on you and you carrying that big ass dog. Bless your heart. But child, they think they been plotting and scheming. But he got a plot and a scheme of his own. Because he said, now look, what I'm going to do with the kids, huh? They done gave me the perfect idea for the perfect gift. I can always punish them for deceit. But how often can I give them the perfect Christmas gift? Now that is so sweet. Because any other time, he'd be ready to kick they behind. He'd be ready to pull the belt out. Probably ready to put them in the doghouse. This is so sweet and shows growth and also the authenticity of Journey. The authenticity of Bernie being in the Christmas spirit and functioning in his inner child and everything. Because he's still just like, you know what I'm saying, focused on getting them the perfect Christmas gift. So we see in his confessional that he still got the dog. Dog just sitting next to him and he gonna take him down to the vet. He gonna take him to get all cleaned up. And they're gonna be so thrilled with the dog. Talking about, please, Uncle Bernie, we'll take care of him. He like, yeah, I know. Good boy. Now, Wanda is in on it, and she like, yes, this is brilliant. This is so sneaky. So now, this is also, you know what I'm saying, flipping the sneaky escapades and such back onto them. So, I wonder if he was also thinking, you know what I'm saying, they get a little lesson in the fact of like, you get sneaked, but then they'll still also get they gift. Do y'all think they should have been punished for sneaking around the house with a dog and all of that? Or would you have just let it go and pretty much like tried to handle it the way Bernie handled it? I think I would go the route of what Bernie is on, because, you don't want to encourage sneaking around or whatever, but it's understandable why they would do so, and they didn't have like malicious intent or no other stuff like that. Like it was really innocent, but they done it in a sneaky way. They just want a little, you know what I'm saying, little companion type shit. It's all good, child. But just wait. Just wait. So he tell Wanda that he just gonna drive around the block a couple times, come back or whatever, and I'm put the dog in the shed. You go on back in there with the kids and settle them down and all this, that, and the third. And she goes to do her part, and he give the dog a pep talk like, yeah, you about to help me make this the best Christmas ever. Meanwhile, in the house, the kids is pouting, having a little tantrum and whatnot, and Vanessa is like, he want to ruin our Christmas, we gonna ruin his. And they all do fist bump, fist pound to agree on the ruining of his Christmas. And it make you want to be like, your little twerps, he gonna give you the dog. Just act like he got some sense for a half a second. But on the other hand, they are responding like kids. Specifically kids who ain't never really had nothing like talking about. And they tired of being told no to everything. As most kids are, but given the circumstances that they come from, them no's have been extra on every level. So more no's, and no's to even things that they should really be entitled to just being somebody's kids. You feel me? So the shenanigans kick into play almost instantly. Because in the next scene, it's the next morning, and Bernie comes in yelling, talking about, you see what done happened to my nativity scene? Look at what happened to my nativity scene. Moses was out there floating at the top of the pool, and baby Jesus was floating down at the bottom of the jacuzzi. Terrible. Just terrible. They going to hell. But Wanda's fussing at him because she like, baby, you is getting my flow wet. I'm gonna need you to find something else to do. But Bernie is distraught and disheveled. He said, somebody done sabotaged me. Somebody done sabotaged me. I set this up the way I wanted it to. Like, who would do such an evil, diabolical thing like that? You know, I worked hard on this. And Wanda said, yeah, I know you worked hard on that. I know you did. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. And over his shoulder, he hears snickering coming from Nessa and Joy. And he kind of peek up over his shoulder like, you know, like, what the fuck is that? So we get a confession where he like, yeah, I hear that guilty snickering. Probably still mad at me. But that's all right. They're going to feel real terrible when they see that dog. Then he say he ought to throw Jordan in the bottom of the jacuzzi and let him see how baby Jesus feel. Let him see why baby Jesus will tisk. Then he make fun of the boy asthma time. He gonna be down there wheezing. I slapped one of you look and you have a seizure. Don't one of y'all look like it's got sickle cell or something? If you know, you know. Now we get another montage of mischief. And Jordan is in the kitchen turning the temperature way up on something that Bernie got in the stove and done boinked it. I also want to point out that Bernie Mac must have really loved James Brown because it be a lot of montage music of using James Brown music. And in this particular montage, it is playing Santa Claus go straight to the ghetto. Yes. And so, yeah, Jordan done burnt up whatever it was that Bernie had in the oven. I would have been pissed. I don't know. I probably would have threw whatever it was on that tray at his head. Because what's wrong with you wasting food, boy? Anywho, in the next scene, Bernie goes into the refrigerator and pulls out his little special eggnog, okay? And they label it his special eggnog. I wonder if he spiked it or if he bought it spiked or whatever. But he goes to take a sip and honey, perturbed. And he get a little scent off of it. Like, what this is? Okay. And he, like, recognize the scent. He grab over, pick up the bottle of hot sauce, comparing the scents and everything. He like, And they label that the kids' special sauce. They done put hot sauce in this man's special eggnog. And he started trying to take it on the chin, okay? And then we get another scene where he is happily putting little treats and things in all of the stockings. And he see that a little not so nice treats or trick has been put in his stocking. And baby, the little caption writers, they don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. It might be some dog poop that they picked up at the neighbor's yard or something. That is despicable. Despicable. But this leaves Bernie to a fed up state. And we get another confessional from your boy. And he said, fine. This how they want it? I won't give him the damn dog. I felt that. I understand. He said, fine. Maybe I'll just give it to baby girl. She been good. Then he think, or is she? So he goes on in there the baby girl and see what she doing. He like, hey, beautiful, what's this thing? What you got going on here? What you drawing? What that is with a halo over it? She said, it's Buddy. He said, oh, that's Buddy, huh? Yeah, I can see that. And what's that big, black, red-eyed, devil, unspiritual looking thing? What that is? What is giving? And she just look at him like, yup, that's him. She drew that in his image. Burn. So he low-key, high-key feeling defeated, and this is bringing the rowdiness out of him once again. And he said, all right, fine. Now they done driven me to the end of the leash. I know one dog's not going to be home for the holidays. That dog is going back. But this leads us to the next scene where Nessa is about to take a shower and she's going in the cabinet trying to get a towel and some things. And she noticed this bag in there labeled Pet Your Dog. And on the inside, it's a leash up in there. It's a dog bowl and some other stuff conducive to taking care of a dog. And the dog bowl says, Buddy. So it's specialized to your boy. And that's just like, oh my gosh, he tricked us. He's smarter than I thought. That means we're going to have to be nice to him. Okay? Y'all all in? We have to be nice to your boy. And they all in. They fist bump. They fist pound like they did before. This time for the good of it all. And we get to Crimma Eve. Okay? Crimma Eve evening. And the niceties are all niceties. All of the kids are getting to open one Christmas gift before the final official opening day. And the gift that Vanessa opens is a pink boombox. I had something of the sort. Mine was this big Disney, like it was a jewelry box and it was a speaker and a boombox. All that all at the same time, and it was pink and purple, and it was a Disney princess one. That hoe was nice. That hoe was nice. It had the radio on it. It also had a CD player, and it was just, boy, I'm gonna have to see if I can find a picture of that thing, cause that was nice. I'll probably get myself another one if they still make it. Anywho, so she get that pink boom box, and she is a lady, and baby, this is a tale of the times too, because having a nice CD player or a nice, you know what I'm saying, boom box stereo type shit that was the right color, had a little sparkle to it, a little flair, a little style, you know what I'm saying? Look like you could play some Aaliyah, some TLC, some Destiny's Child on it, some Cisco, Drew Hill, B2K, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, okay? All your favorite Disney artists and things. Baby, Brandy, Monica, yes, specialized for that. And let's go ahead and see what the little babies got, okay? Because as Vanessa finishes up her extra grateful thank you to both of them, and Bernie tells her, you know, your Aunt Wanda got that for you, baby, but you can thank me anyway. She said, no, thank you so much. I am so grateful for everything that you do. I love you. And Jordan pipes up and says, Uncle Bernie, I love you even more, okay? I love you even more for getting me this dinosaur, okay? And baby girl says, I love you too, Uncle Bernie. And I can't tell exactly what it is she got. It might be like a dollhouse assembly thing, tea party type thing. You know what I'm saying? That she got going on over there. But yeah. And he was asking, he was like, you know, I thought that y'all was mad at me because I took Buddy away. And Nelsa just reinstates, you know, no, it's okay. We were mad at you. But all of these niceties of everything just make us realize that we just love you so much. And we can't hate you. We can't be mad at you for Nathaniel. But then Nelsa tone changed because she like, oh, okay, is that it? Like, ain't nothing else? And he said Mac's tradition is to normally just open up one gift on Christmas Eve. And so, yeah, I guess that's it for now. And baby girl say, well, where's Buddy? He said, what you mean? And Jordan say, quit playing because we've already found all of the dog stuff. We know that you got us a dog. We know that you're bringing Buddy back. And Wanda say, okay, go ahead, stop torturing the kids. Go ahead and bring out the special guest of honor. Baby. Egg all over his face. Cause I want to know why you didn't tell your wife, why you didn't talk this over with your wife first, why you didn't get a second opinion on your decision. Cause now you in a situation and she can't even back you up, even if that was to be the right thing to do. And in this moment, he's sitting up there thinking of when he was in his confessional, saying the dog going back, the dog's going back. Looking stupid. But at the same time, there's a level of fucklessness on his face as well. Like, shit, I don't know what y'all thought. I guess he didn't think that they were going to find it. Or he planted that there as a little trick to hurt them. To get back at them for everything that they were doing to him. Tisk. I usually don't condone lessons wrapped with the gifts. You know, if it's going to be a gift, let it be a gift. But in this case, because of how everything had happened it makes sense that they're getting a lesson wrapped in a gift, wrapped in a lesson, wrapped in a gift. And at this point, they are posted up on the couch, a booing and a hooing. Face turned all upside the wall. And Wanda comes on off from the side and said, what kind of crazy man takes the dog, gives it back, and takes the dog again from some kids? Hell is wrong with you? So she is in his ass at this point. And he looking stupid. Looking stupid. And I would say, I understand once again why he did what he did. But at the same time, I probably would have made them think that they was gonna get the dog. Like, you know, like I said, like he probably planted that bag of dog stuff to again make them think that they was gonna get it, when in fact he had already made plans to take the dog back, you know, to teach them a lesson about all of the stuff that they was doing. But then the day of, I would have been like, nah, you ain't getting no dog. I took the dog back. You was gonna get the dog, but you wanted to act fool, so I ain't gonna give you Nathaniel. But then the next day, still give them the dog on Christmas Day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at least we get a little lesson wrapped in a gift on Christmas Eve. But then your Christmas Day can be all that it can be. So, because they acted like that as acting like kids would act. Kids of their experience specifically. Because they're already so used to things being taken from them and being told no to every little thing that can't just go about shit as usual. So that was them acting out, though they still need that lesson of you can't use your past as an excuse to act a fool every time. Because even though y'all haven't been given everything that y'all are entitled to just based off being somebody's kids, it's not the y'all fault that y'all are here and all that. But at the same time, in life, you just ain't gonna get everything that you want. And in life, you have to be responsible for how you respond to things going forward. And you can't always respond on some evil, sneaky, trickery, dickory, dock ass shit. So yeah, he ain't have to take the dog back for real. He could have just act like, you know what I'm saying, I was gonna give it to you, still, and then I ain't gonna give it to you, and then next day, okay, here it is. There you go. Nah, don't play with me no more. We flash back to another confessional of his. And he said, look, don't worry. I'm not a Scrooge, okay? I am not a Scrooge. I went and got the dog back. I didn't lie. Bernie Mac is not a monster. He just tragically misunderstood. And in the process, he is drinking on some new eggnog that he got that is clearly spiked and clearly got him spiced up and looking crazy. And he up here taking gulps and sips and gulps and sips, talking about, see, I'm required to drink the rest of this tonight or else it'll go bad. Okay, sure, that's the reason. He like, what? I ain't driving. Nah, he offered a dog some, and then gonna say, oh, nah, you can't have none. You gotta walk. Then we are about to get somewhat of a montage of what you could call the downsides to having a dog, especially if you are a child that has to be responsible for seeing to the dog. So it's late night. They up in their rooms trying to get some sleep, and the dog is whimpering and grunting and all types of carrying on. And when dogs whimper, it kind of sounds like they wheezing in a way. And Nelson is talking about, Jordan, shut up. I'm trying to sleep. And Jordan said, it ain't me, honey. It ain't me wheezing as it usually be. It's Buddy. And baby girl said Buddy wants to go back and sleep in his bed that is in the kitchen. They'll say, baby, ain't nobody stopping him. So baby girl got to get up and take the dog to his bed where he want to go. He goes straight on with a child. And seemed like he listened to baby girl pretty well. Keep that in mind. Because the next morning, Nessa got the boy on the leash and trying to take him walking. He don't want to act right. Essentially, he acting like her. Because she started fussing at him the way that Bernie be fussing at her and asking him why he always got to have an attitude about something. A mess. And as soon as she give up and about to just let him sit there and close the door, baby girl come through and say, let's go, Buddy. And Buddy, let's go on. So he listened to Brianna. But then we get another scene of him in the room tearing everything up, tearing up all their stuff. Nessa run in, try to grab the shirt out and it's out his mouth. And it's like, baby, you is up in here tearing up my stuff. Like, no, get out. No. And Jordan is hee ha ha and like, And Nessa said, first of all, this is your shirt, and throws it at him. He like, damn, man. But in that process, in that particular moment, Nessa notices that the dog done tore up her collage that she was making at the beginning. Now, honey, I would have been so mad. I remember when we first got our dog, I had these $30 pair of earphones. They was pink, baby pink. And them earphones were nice, flashy, girly, and operable. Them earphones were some of the best earphones that I have ever had. I ain't been able to find no more earphones like them earphones. And when I tell you, my dog chewed them to shreds. And Peter, don't come get me. But I was so mad. I took the cord and I laid the cord out, put his nose in it, like you would do to potty train him, put his nose within the cords, took the cords, and beat him. I didn't beat him to death. I just popped him like 2 or 3 times with the earphone cords. And I didn't want to have to do that. I felt bad about doing it. But it had to be done. And I feel like I got my confirmation. Because he ain't chew up no more damn earphone cords. He ain't chew up no more cords at all. Nah, I don't condone whooping kids. But I do think sometimes you guys to pop animals. Like, don't beat the shit out of them. But sometimes you got to pop them because we don't speak the same language. So, you have to pop them to let them know, did you do this right here? That is dangerous. And it is dangerous for him to be chewing on cords. Because besides the fact that he caused me to been and wasted $30 damn dollars. But, and it was my favorite pair of earphones. But, he could have also electrocuted himself, swallowed it, and harmed himself. And then that'll be it. Like, come on now. Yeah, no. Putting himself in harm's way all at the same time. And they even say that when kids are itty bitty and they can't speak English, or they can't speak your language, whatever the language is that you speak, popping them is appropriate to get certain points across. It becomes like whiskers to a cat. You know what I'm saying? Again, don't beat the shit out of them. Don't be, you know what I'm saying, just turn them every which way but loose. But just a little pop, like, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. But yeah, child. I felt Vanessa and how she felt in the moment. And Jordan felt her too. Because Jordan walked up like, do we still like Buddy? That remind me of Real Housewives of Potomac where Robin asks Gizzard, are we mad at Ashley? Are we mad at Ashley? A mess. But this is a reasonable thought for children to have. Even though when my dog did what he did, I didn't say I don't like him no more. I just understood that he's a dog, and dogs be doing that sometimes. You have to kind of train them out of that and train them the time and the place to be chewing up stuff and biting on stuff and or people if they're a guard dog, you know, whatever, what have you. Okay, you got to teach them time and place, training and stuff. And them as kids, they ain't really got the patience or the wherewithal for that, the maturity for that. They can get it in the process. Howsoever, it would take Bernie or Wanda to be more hands-on, because the kids can't teach something that they're in the process of learning themselves, such as time and place, what not to do and what to do when it comes to certain things. Now, after Jordan makes that interrogative declaration to Nessa concerning whether or not they like Buddy still, we get another scene of baby girl sitting up on the couch with Wanda, booing and the hooing. And apparently, Buddy has been lost. Buddy has gone missing. Bernie been out looking for him on the highways and byways, on the corners and creeks, trying to see where Buddy went. And he said, look, I ain't finding him today, but I'm going to do my best to make it a certainty that I find him tomorrow. But this little session is interrupted by Nessa standing up and saying, hey, Bernie, can I talk to you a moment for a moment? Hey. And her and Jordan go into his little den. And they start talking about when they took him walking, okay? And they keep saying right after every sentence. You know, we took him walking, right? And you know how sometimes he don't be want to walk, right? And so we figured he didn't want to be on a leash, right? And so we took him off the leash, right? And so he took off, right? And Bernie know, like I know, that these kids done ditched that damn dog. And that's exactly what he said. Y'all kids ditched that damn dog, didn't ya? And Jordan got to saying, well, it was Nessa's idea. She called him a stool pigeon. I wonder if that's a term that she got from their grandma. Or big mama, if you will. And Nessa go on to say, well, you got to help us find the dog. You got to help us get him back. And Bernie said, why I got to do anything? Why I got to do, how I get in it? And she talking about, you the one that gave us the dog. And Jordan is on her left side, right side, talking about, yeah. Now, child, this leads us to another confessional. Where Bernie is saying, you know what? I should let them suffer in their own guilt. But that wouldn't be fair to baby girl. And that's right. That's right. You done learned something, ain't you? You done learned something. And by the next scene, we see them up at the shelter place, up at the animal shelter. And they coming out, looking to feed it for a half a second. And then they see Buddy on the back of somebody else's truck like, hey, there he go. And they run up over there, you know what I'm saying, trying to get with him before they take off. And the guy standing up there, he tell them, honey, I done adopted this dog. Y'all can get this dog back. Okay, my kids live in a different state, and I got them this special gift for when they come. I don't get to see them all the time, so I want them to have something special. Let them know that I've been thinking about them. That made me feel like he also want to have something there to like take care of, kind of as a stand-in for his kids when they not there, such as It kind of gives him a space to prove himself as a parent. You know, he is capable of caring for semi defenseless living being and keep it alive and, you know, show it love, receive love from it, all that. But yeah, so they's a begging and a pleading, and they even want a bargain. And Nessa said, hey, we can give you some gifts for your kids. I got a pink boom box. And Jordan say, I got a Raptor. Now Bernie is behind them flashing money. A nice little stack. And the guy goes ahead and he takes their money and gives them the dog. And they head on back to the house. And Buddy runs smooth in, straight next to Brianna. And she just lights on up and gives him a hug. And baby, this is a cute little ugly dog. It is such a cute little ugly dog. But then we get another confession from Bernie, where he is somewhat applauding Nessa and Jordan for their display of unselfishness, their display of selflessness. And he said it's the most unselfish thing that he ever saw them do. Like, okay, lessons were learned after mistakes were made. And he's feeling like there is hope. Now, we flash to him and Wanda sitting on the couch later that evening. And Nessa comes in and says, hey, can we talk to you? And they got him this cute little colorful box with a gift bow on it. And they're like, we got you something. And he like, oh, wait, what's wrong? Y'all sick? Is something burning? Y'all done messed up something? What's going on? And they're like, no, we just want to do something special for you because you did so much special for us. And he opens the box. And they got him a new, stylish, shiny shirt. And it looked just like his style, child. Look just like his style. And he is elated about it. He's like, this is nice. This is real nice. So even though that wasn't what they was doing in his room, like they was not trying to get his shirt size, but I guess they ended up getting his shirt size in the process. And it all worked out in the end. Yes, God. So we get another confessional from him. And he is once again sipping on this egg nog. And he is so warm and fuzzy on the inside about how the kids have learned about gratitude. And he knows that it may not last and everything, but it is the best Christmas gift that he has ever gotten. All because of that little old bitty cute ugly dog. And he said, baby, this is some kind of special. And Jordan want to take credit for it, talking about it was his idea. Now it was his idea. Now he finally thought of something on his own by himself. Okay. And Nessa is like, it was not your idea. And they say, yeah, nuh-uh, yeah, nuh-uh. And Bernie grabs him and say, come here, boy, you don't argue with your sister. You the man of the house. Hey, I like that good teaching right there. I like that good teaching. Yeah. And it pans over from them, you know, cuddling up on the couch and everything, to baby girl over to the side talking to Buddy. And apparently Buddy is telling her that he gotta go. His mission from God there is done. Everything is everything. But he gonna always love her. Whitney Houston. And she said, okay, Betty. Okay. I understand. And I always remember you. And Buddy just walks on off. He looks back at Bree. She said, I love you. He said, I love you too, essentially. Or he said it first and she said it back. And then he walks on off into a fade into nothingness. Oh my gosh. All of the feels. And this leads us to the final confessional with your boy, your guy, your man, your king, Bernie Mac. Still sipping on their eggnog. And he said, you know something? In a very drunkenly manner. He said, you know something? Maybe baby girl was right. Maybe Buddy was a Christmas angel. And you know why I think so? Because, you see, thing is, wait, what I was saying, America? Completely blanked that for a second. Something about my buddy. And then he continues to take a multitude of sips of the eggnog, trying to get his thought back from the eggnog. But I believe the eggnog is why he tweaking. What he think is the cure is the cause. But he just say, fuck it, basically. And Merry Christmas. From mine to yours. Yes, God. Yes, God. I would say, you know, this is a slept-on Christmas special. A lot of people don't talk about this particular Christmas special, but I feel like it has all of the feels. It has all of the things. It is very unique, but also has some traditional things attached to it as well that I think are really cute, such as, yeah, a lot of the times when people think about Christmas, it's a whole lot about the gifts and getting exactly what you want. And a lot of the times, people in general, children and adults, have to learn gratitude. And I feel the way that they showed the process of the children learning gratitude in this case was really neat. Like I said, really unique. And I love how the dog was used as a Christmas angel. And it's kind of like, if you will, how like a homeless person would come, and it's like your test to see if you gonna pass judgment on this homeless person or if you gonna help them in their depths of despair. Okay. And also it's like giving you a mirror or something for you to see that you should be grateful, like you have abundance spread it around. And so that's why I said there was a level of innocence to it. Even though they were sneaking around with the dog, there was still a good level of innocence to what was going on with the dog, you know, them wanting the dog, because they wanted to give to the dog. Now, they did have to learn the other side of it. What do you have to give to the dog, okay? It ain't all about what you're getting. It's also what you give. What do you have to give? Do you have the patience, the wherewithal? And also, it takes gratitude to not only receive, but also to give. You have to appreciate whoever and whatever you're giving to in order to give efficiently. And that's something that they had to learn as well, because at first it was about what they could get from having the dog. And Nelson and Jordan had to learn the hard way by losing the dog and seeing the outcome of that, for them to gain a greater appreciation for the dog and go get it back. Which also brought some lessons about selfishness and selflessness, because when they ditched the dog, they were just thinking about how it would benefit them and not how that would affect baby girl and everybody else. Because also, Barney put money into the dog, but Barney put care into the dog. I'm sure Barney also cared about the dog as well. Otherwise, he wouldn't have even done all that. And they also showed that he cared a lot about them. So it's like, this was a gift to y'all. And look what y'all did with it. Y'all ditched it, which showed a lack of gratitude. And like I said, they had to learn the hard way to get their gratitude level back up. Now, I guess we'll have to see by the time I review the next episode, if they ever mention this dog again, if the characters have any responses to the dog not being there and ones haven't been there, or if it's like a thing where because he's a Christmas angel and when he did walk off from baby girl, and there was like this little caption where she said, "I'll always remember you," and there was a caption when he walked off that said, "No, you won't." So did they do like a Men in Black flash on that ass that wiped their memory of the dog itself and just, you know, still left them with the lessons, or what? But we'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Something else I like too is how baby girl is used as the messenger for the dog whisperer, if you will. And I use the term innocence a lot throughout the episode. Also, notice how Santa Claus was not mentioned in this episode. I may have said Santa Claus because I said Barney gets to play Santa Claus, if you will. But the characters did not mention anything about Santa Claus in this Christmas special. And I feel like while there are different displays of innocence in this episode, a lot of people tend to use Santa Claus as a symbol of innocence when it comes to kids, surrounding their belief in Santa. And when you tell a kid that Santa is not real, they say you're ruining their innocence. So I feel like something that they were implementing in this episode is kind of showing that in certain types of ways, the kid's innocence is already ruined. So they likely already don't believe in Santa Claus. They ain't ever had the opportunity to have a concept of Santa Claus. So that's something to think about as well, right? So that led the writers to have to be creative about how they bring that innocence back in. And that is through Barney being so in the spirit of his inner child and still having remnants of his own childhood innocence. Again, ain't got nothing to do with Santa Claus because his quote-unquote Santa Claus was Big Mama, and he knew that. Okay, so him being in tune with his innocence was leaving way for him to stay focused and in tune with the children's innocence, even when they weren't being so innocent. And other forms of their innocence was showing up in their ignorance, even though it wasn't cute all the time. The uncuteness was rooted in innocence as it was rooted in ignorance. Them just not knowing and being in a process of learning, not even realizing it. And another form of the innocence is where I feel like they use the dog as opposed to a homeless man, as it probably would have been in a different type of show and a different type of piece or whatever. Because a lot of people symbolize dogs with innocence as well. Man's best friend, you know, they always love you unconditionally. Once they love you, you don't have to do a whole lot of to get the dog to love you. They just love you unconditionally type shit. And that is an essence of innocence as well. I also find it so interesting the way that Christmas and Halloween have a lot of parallels. Might do a video on that to go in depth of what I mean by that. But like, also keep in mind that there's literally a movie that is both a Christmas and a Halloween movie called The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, so yeah, and one of those parallels is the way that children are used for both. And simply stated, for this episode in particular, in this particular symbolism, well, parallel that I see here is the youngest child being used as the messenger, the vessel for whatever angel or demon or spirit is present. In this case, it would be an angel, of course, because we're not dealing with Halloween. But yeah, the child is the messenger, such as in a lot of horror movies, a lot of Halloween instances, the children are the messengers. And even in a spiritual sense, children are often most in tune fearlessly with their spiritual abilities, hence being able to communicate and see spirits. So while you can just chalk it up like they were initially going to at the beginning, you can just chalk it up to baby girl just making up stuff because she's a child, telling what she think ought to be the truth, saying that, oh, the dog said this, the dog said that, because it's something that she really wants to say. But in actuality, she is the dog whisperer. She is communicating with the spirit that is within this dog. And that's also another essence of innocence through baby girl, her not only being the youngest child and therefore seen as the most untainted, quote unquote, but also her being in tune with a spiritual ability mindlessly in an innocent form of way. And so Buddy most likely, I don't want to say obeyed, Buddy most likely cooperated with baby girl the most because he resonated with her innocence the most. Their innocence was the most synchronized for them to be synchronized and on one accord. So yeah. And I pretty much gave my opinion on everything else throughout the episode, like what you would do or should do, could do, all of that as it concerns the kids having their tantrums and wanting a dog and Barney's responses and all this, that, and the third. And once again, you can let me know what you would have done, what you thought, all that. But with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I'm thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.